Hey Woodhaven family, and welcome back to the Journey 24/7 podcast. This is Chandler here with you again today. I hope you're having a great Friday, and I hope you've had a great week. We're going to finish up the week today in Genesis chapter 20. And you may have read this today and thought, I feel like I've already read this. And that's because you kind of have. It's obviously a different story, but we see Abraham back up to his old tricks here that we saw back in Genesis chapter 12. We see Abraham and Sarah meet Abimelech, and Abraham goes back to his old trick of telling Abimelech that Sarah is his sister and not his wife, because he's scared again that Abimelech will kill him to be able to take Sarah as Abimelech's wife. So Abraham creates this lie. He tells Abimelech, Abimelech takes her in. But before Abimelech can do anything with Sarah, he has a dream where God appears to him and tells him that he is going to be a dead man. And expresses to Abimelech who Sarah actually is. Well, Abimelech says, well, no, we haven't done anything, so I'm still innocent. Would you kill an innocent man? And the Lord tells him, you're right, I have kept you from sinning against me. And he tells Abimelech to return Sarah to Abraham, and he will live. But that if he takes Sarah, that he will die. So Abimelech comes and returns Sarah to Abraham and says, why would you tell me that she was your sister? And Abraham says that he saw that there was no fear of God in this place, so he wanted to protect himself. Abimelech not only returns Sarah, but he gives to Abraham and Sarah sheep, oxen, servants, and silver, as well as tells them that they can just choose anywhere there to dwell, choose anywhere in their land to dwell. So what we're seeing here, and then Abraham prays to the Lord and asks him to heal Abimelech, and so God healed Abimelech. But what we're seeing here is that Abraham, even after all he's been through, after all the conversations he's had with the Lord, he still doubted and tried to take care of something himself in a sinful way. That's a common theme that we're seeing again because we are all sinful creatures. Even these people that are built up, that are following after the Lord in a great way, still are sinful creatures. Each person we're going to see in the Old Testament, we see kind of rises up and has this relationship with the Lord and is set apart, but then has some type of fall because they're not perfect until we reach Christ. But what we're seeing here is not only is it the fact that he fell into a sinful choice again, offering up his wife to be another man's wife because he was scared. But he also did the same exact thing as he had already done. So it's not even like this was a new thing and it was something he didn't know what he was doing. No, he knew what he was doing and he knew it was wrong. And he had seen the Lord protect them already through doing this same thing once. And he still didn't just trust in the Lord to protect him. He still tried to do it his own way. And we read that and it's so easy for us to just in our minds wonder what in the world Abraham could be thinking. How he could not trust in the Lord by this point. How he could go and do the same exact thing he's already done. But if we flip this around, how often do we do the same exact sinful pattern we've done before? Something that we know leads to destruction. Something that we know leads to rebellion against the Lord. Yet we do it. And then we do it again. And then we do it again. And we look back and we realize that there's this pattern we've created in our lives of sin. We've all been there. We've all been Abraham in this scenario. Maybe not in this exact way, but in some shape or fashion. We've been Abraham. Or we've just leaned back on a sinful pattern that we've had before. And that's something we have to guard against in our lives today. Because my hope is that the Lord has delivered us from some of those sinful patterns, some of those sinful struggles. But none of us are perfect either. We always have to be on guard against them. Not putting ourselves in the situations where we're going to get into those same habits. When we face that temptation, turning to the Lord and handing it over to Him. Because we see the Lord doesn't forsake us. He doesn't leave us when we have sinned against Him once. No, He's constantly there in pursuit of us, loving us and forgiving us, just as He did Abraham here. But that's not a reason for us just to keep sinning. No, it's a reason for us to come to Him, lay down our sin at His feet, and ask Him to forgive us, but to not only forgive us, but to help us through it, to deliver us from it. So if you're dealing with something right now, bring it to the Lord. Don't keep falling into this trap that Abraham was of continually trying to do it himself, trying to get out of things himself. We saw in Genesis 15 when Abraham had a doubt and he brought it to the Lord. And what did the Lord do? The Lord listened and responded and helped him through it. But we've seen so many other times in chapter 12, in chapter 16, here in chapter 20, where Abraham doesn't bring it to the Lord and instead tries to handle it himself. And it's always a destructive choice. Bring it to the Lord. That's what he wants us to do. He wants us to come and lay it at his feet and talk with him. So please do that today. Stop right now and do it right now. And the Lord is going to be there to listen. That's going to wrap us up for this week. We'll be back on Monday as we jump into Genesis chapter 21 together. I hope you all have a great weekend, and we will see you on Monday back here on the Journey 24/7 podcast. Bye.